Hey church, I'm Colleen and I'm honored to be with you to share today's devotional. We're continuing in the book of Daniel, just the next few verses, Daniel chapter 3, verses 16 through 18, and these are some of my favorite verses, so let's read them together. Daniel chapter 3, verses 16 through 18 says this, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied, O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God whom we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty. But even if he doesn't, I hope you underline that, highlight that, but even if he doesn't, we want to make it clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue you have set up. I love this story. I love this thought because what had happened, and you remember from yesterday's devotional, is they had found out that these guys were not bowing down. And so Nebuchadnezzar brought them in. And if you read verse 15, he says, and then what God will be able to rescue you from my power? You know, Nebuchadnezzar thinks there is no God as powerful as me, the king. But these three guys, they respectfully respond. They call him your majesty, but they remember who is their true king, who is the God whom they serve. You know, I love this first thought. We don't need to defend ourselves. As God's people, we know that he holds all the power, that God is our defender. We don't always have to have a bow-up defense, a bow-up response. We can just say, you know what? My God will rescue me. And I love that. That's the second thought. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, you know, these are very real circumstances. This is not a hypothetical. This is a blazing furnace they are about to get stepped into. It says the God who we serve is able. I hope you circle that. I circled that in my scriptures. He is able. Our God is able. We have to know and trust God's power, that our God is able to rescue us from your power, your majesty, that we realize that the powers that are on earth pale in comparison to the power of our God. But verse 18, and this is a line to highlight, but even if he doesn't, we want to make it clear to you. Let's make this very clear from this moment forward that no matter the cost, no matter what, we are not going to change the God whom we serve. But even if he doesn't use his power to save us in this circumstance, we know that our God is able and powerful to perfect his plans at work in and through us. That's what we do as God's people. We know first that we submit our prayers in faith. We say, God, you know what? Faith is not for an outcome. It's not when you do this, I will follow you. It's not when this circumstance gets fixed, I will follow you. It's even if it doesn't, no matter what, we choose to serve our God. And so I love that thought, that we submit in faith. We know the power of our God, that he is able. But we know verse 18, even if he doesn't. We submit our prayers in faith, faith for an outlook, not an outcome. But even if he doesn't, and we surrender our prayers in trust, we know that our God has all power, but we also believe that his plan, his purposes will prevail. So let us be a people today that stay committed to Jesus no matter the cost, that we make it very clear to a watching world that we know whom we serve and they see whom we serve, that we serve a God who has power beyond any power in this world, and we serve a God who has a perfect plan for our lives. Regardless of the circumstances or the situations you walk through today, may you be a people that knows that God is powerful, that he is able, and that God's plan for you is for good, no matter what. So let's go forth today, church, knowing that, trusting that, having faith in our God who holds all power, who is able, and even if he doesn't, we know whom we'll serve today. Let's go forth serving Jesus. We'll see you back here tomorrow. God bless.